Hello and welcome to the video. Before we get started, if you'd like to provide input on future content and get our weekly newsletter, click on our survey. The link will be below. We also have a report on Ethereum 2, along with a bonus report on why you should learn Solidity now. Again, the link will be below. Now on to the video, and thank you. Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about staking. And we're going to focus on three things. What is staking, why you should stake or not stake, and how to stake. So, what is staking? If you've been in crypto, you're probably familiar with it. Some of the popular exchanges allow for staking. And, for example, Binance has several different coins you can stake, or if you go to Celsius and you get interest on your coins. So you deposit your coins and they give you a regular amount of money. So that's one. So in Solana, you've got two benefits. One, of course, is, again, you're making money, but the main reason staking is there is to provide a way of securing the network. What you're doing is you are providing coins, delegating them to a validator, and the more coins the validator has staked, the more often they're chosen to write transactions. So it's proof of stake. The more they have staked, the more power, if you will. The more people staking, the more validators, the more distributed the network, the more it accomplishes its goal of a distributed network that has no central control. And again, that improves security. So there's a benefit to yourself, there's a benefit to the network, and of course there's a benefit to the validator. So again, it's basically assigning your coins to a validator to help them have the opportunity to write more transactions, and everyone wins, if you will. The second question is, well, why should you do it? Again, we're talking about, again, the ability to, let's see if I can find the page I want. Let's see. There are benefits. Why should you stake? Again, you benefit the network, you benefit the validator, but you benefit yourself. And this shows here, staking yield, how much money you make, is a focus of the inflation rate, the validator uptime, times 1 minus the validator fee, times 1 over the percentage of SOL stake. SOL stake is total SOL stake versus current supply. And the delegator makes money by this formula here. So that is how your yield is calculated. And if you go to a place like Binance, or and they do mention that Binance is one place that you can stake. There are several wallets that you can stake on, or apps, and they mention Phantom app, Soulflare. Now we're getting into how, which is, but let me back up a second. I want to talk about why or why not. So we can see why you can make money. And if you look at some of the rates that you get from staking on the exchanges, on Binance, Nexto, Celsius, any of those well-known places, you know, obviously you want to be careful where you're staking. You can see that it's quite a bit more than your bank. And I know in some countries they actually have negative rates. The US, the rates are like next to nothing, but at least they're positive. The other advantage, of course, in staking some of your money is diversification, right? In this day and age, when you have governments doing crazy things happening, and if you're into that, I would strongly recommend the Nomad Capitalist channel on YouTube, where he talks about diversification across countries and so on, and some of the nutty things that are happening. So it gives you diversification. If something goes wrong with your bank or in your country, if you're diversified, you still have something. You know, if they turn around and they try to trap your money in the bank where they're paying negative interest rates, or your bank has a problem, or, you know, anything. If you have some of your money in a percentage of your money in other places, be it staking, be it, you know, precious metals, whatever it may be, that's another advantage. It's another way to diversify, and that goes for any of the established cryptos. So that's why. But why not? There are risks, and they talk about it in this document. Let's see, who can stake coin? They talk about the risks in here. But the risk is what they call, it's slashing. If you're with a validator who misbehaves, they can slash, and then you lose money. So you have to be careful. Obviously, if you go with a big wallet or a big exchange, they often assign you a validator, so they've done a certain amount of vetting. But if you're doing, they talk about, well, we'll get into the how, but if you're not doing it that way, if you're choosing your validator, you do need to be careful, because if you choose one that's not, you know, reliable or gets into some trouble, it can end up costing you your stake or portion of your stake. So yeah, they talk about right here. Flashing the process. So the reason they have staking is because you want to make sure the validators behave properly, right? If they do, you know, something wrong, do something malicious, it hurts them and it hurts the people staking. People aren't going to want to stake with them. Their validation node loses a lot of value to them because they can't make money. So, but that's a risk, and you need to be aware of it. And of course, if you're holding, crypto in general obviously is volatile. That's any time you're dealing with crypto and you're buying crypto and holding crypto, understand that. So and in general, you want to diversify. You don't want to put your last dollar into, or whatever the currency where you are, into a volatile asset. And it also depends on your age. Obviously, if you're 20 years old, you can take more risk than someone who's approaching retirement and wants to make sure that their money is there when they are, want to, get out of the 9 to 5 grind and spend time doing things that they enjoy. Hopefully you can do it before that, but that's another topic. Now, so we've gotten to what it is, why. So let's talk about how. How do you stake? So there are a number of ways of doing it, and the Solana documentation talks about different ways you can go. And for example, there are different apps like the Phantom app. There is Solflare, you can use if you're using the Ledger Nano. Actually, Phantom app in conjunction with Ledger Nano as well. So if you have a Nano, you can use Phantom or Solflare. You can also do command line tools. And let's see if I can copy this link here. Let me see if I can bring this up. Yes. So you can actually use the command line tools. Here's where they discuss it. So again, these wallets, you can also use Binance and FTX exchange. I'm not sure if you can use Binance US. Not sure about that, because Binance US has some restrictions because of, additional regulations that are imposed on by the US government. You have, the KYC, know your customer, and so on and so on. They had to establish a separate exchange for US people that limits what we can do versus someone in other countries. But you can go on an exchange or the Exodus wallet. Now, be aware, if you're using one of these, they're going to assign you their partner validators. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because they've probably done some kind of checking on their own, so you're not getting some random validator, especially if you're going with a big company, like a Binance, which is very well established. The other thing, if you are doing one of the other methods, you're doing a command line, you're using your Nano and staking to Solflare, there is this, and see if this will come up. See what this will get. Select the validator. And let's see. There's also this. This also provides some information on validators. I think we've looked at this before. Let's see. Validators. A little hard for me to see at the angle on it. Here. Anyway, so they show the different validators, the stake, and so on. So it's very easy to get started if you want to stake. Depending on what you want to do and how much control, or if you feel more comfortable just saying, you know what, I'm going to go with a big company and I'm going to trust them to know, just to have good partner validators. I don't know if this is going to, I'm trying to get, no, some reason, okay, here we go. So you can see overview, they can just kind of advertise here, so it gives you an idea of what they are. I think one of the things we want to do, and I don't know if we're going to do it this week or next week, depending on time, we are going to install a node and get that going and demonstrate that with the Solana CLI tools and so on. There's also some good examples on code that get into that. But anyway, so what have we learned? First of all, we learned what staking is. It is a way of providing proof of stake to a validator so that or provides coins to a validator to increase their stake, which means they can get involved in writing more transactions and earn more money themselves, and as a result, you make money. Again, for the same reasons, you would want to stake because you benefit yourself with interest, you benefit the network, it makes it more distributed, and so those are, obviously the validated benefits. How do you do it? There are numerous ways, from going on a well-known exchange to using your Ledger wallet and going through one of the sites that allow that, or using the Exodus wallet, or even using CLI tools and deciding, doing everything manual. So hopefully this has been helpful. If it is, thank you for watching, and hopefully it's been helpful, and I will speak to you next time. Take care.